Solin was my first choice.
It was my first choice, yeah.
It was, actually.
Honestly, coming into it, I didn't know a whole lot about Solin as a building, but what really attracted me to it was, well, one, the massive windows. It seemed like a really beautiful space, but also the kitchen. It gave me a lot of independence, and it meant that with any dietary restriction, you can cater to yourself.
The kitchen. That's why. Well, I've always cooked at home, so it would just feel like something was missing if I didn't have that. A stove to bake and to cook.
I like the independence that we get that the other reses don't really have. And then, yeah, I just feel like more of an adult.
Solin has absolutely lived up to my expectations. In fact, it's like much more than I expected. The sense of community is incredible. The events that go on are so much fun. It's a really independent way of life. I really enjoy it.
It has, yeah. In some ways, it's even exceeded it. Like, I just love the community here. Honestly, it's really positive environment for me, I found. Yeah.
Here at Solin, if you're someone who is looking for more independent living, who doesn't necessarily want a meal plan, who wants to cook for themselves and enjoys that, this is a place to be.
The commute isn't a problem at all. It's like max 15 minutes on the metro, and during the warmer months I like to bike. It's like a 15-minute bike ride. So it's cool, you get to explore a whole new neighborhood, and you also get to explore all of Montreal because you have a metro card, so you can pop around the city and really get to know it, which is a lovely experience.
Honestly, it's like, I think it's shorter than the upper res commute and a lot less walking and a lot less hills.
It's a nice way to start the morning. A little brisk 1-minute walk to the metro stop, and then I think four stops, and then you're right there in front of campus.
I think commute is like an important thing to consider when you're doing residence applications or selection. For me, it's just like a trade-off for quality of life. I mean, I've been to other residences, and you know, not to not to talk down on anything, but I just love the space that we have here at Solin. Like, the rooms are much bigger.
They're not dorms, they're apartments, so that's really nice. It's a huge bonus to have this like living room as well as the kitchen and our own rooms.
People should choose Solin because of the community, first and foremost. It's a wonderful place to live, and it's a place where you can live and study in a really kind of holistic environment.
The kitchen is really, really awesome, as well as a money-saving idea.
It's cheap. It's cheap. Awesome. Also big windows.
It's just that it's a wonderful opportunity for people to really get to know a lot of other people, and there's something special about that first year community that you live with. I still keep in touch with the people that I lived with in my first year, and I think it's largely because you're going through this huge transformative change, and through good times and bad times, these are the people that were with you.
Living in res, it can be really it can be like sort of a solitary experience if you don't like put yourself out there. I mean, that's kind of like what everybody will tell you. It's kind of like the cliche thing, but it really is true. Like, if you put yourself out there, and I mean, you have so much opportunity in the McGill like web of activities to really get involved. And if you have any idea that you want to put forward, then I encourage you to do that, because it's a good time to do it. Like, when you're first year, when you're undergrad, you maybe have a little bit more time on your hands. You know, you're just discovering all kinds of stuff. So it's really one point that I would highlight.
Oh, it's just so great. You should totally come here.
Solin, so great. Yeah, that's it.
We're getting sweaters. Other reses don't get sweaters. Sweaters.